came to Dimona expecting to find an if not strange, then isolated community, living on their own at the foot of a hill in a desert. But instead I found a structured community that lives by what they believe to be the way of God. They haven't completely shut out the modern world, they just don't allow it to alter their way of life, and this even applies to the clothes that they wear. The way the community dress sets them apart and makes them instantly recognizable. At festivals such as these, families all wear one color, so what you're seeing now is one family.
All our clothes are made from natural fiber, cotton, wool, or silk, or linen. You won't see us wearing any polyester fabrics. Why? Because polyester stops your pores from receiving the oxygen that it needs.
Our institutions are closed today. This is a holy day. And one of our main institutions, one of our prime flagship institutions is that of Signon. And Signon means a garden of style. And this is the queen of our seamstresses, Sister Saria.
Hello. You guys produce all the clothes that the people wear here in the community?
Yes, 95% of everything that you see, we have made. Everything you see, we've designed ourselves based on our cultural guidelines and ideas. Like you said, it's one of the cornerstones of our culture.
And the biblical guideline for how we address is
right.
What? For
beauty and the glory of Yah.
I understand the theory that the modern world is upside down because men and women have confused their roles, and I can see how the practice of a more traditional, so to speak, social order here in Dimona keeps everybody where they're supposed to be. The women are the gatherers and the nurturers, and the men are the hunters, and therefore there doesn't seem to be any power play between the sexes. Obviously this isn't for everybody. I could never do it. A, I can't cook, and B, I guess I have a different value system. But who knows where true happiness lies? On the surface, the women in the community seem pretty content with their role, just as we do with ours.
We believe in the preferred order of Yah, meaning that God comes first, and then man, and then women, and then children. Now, even though we say God, men, women, and children, that doesn't mean that one is subservient to the other. Even though a husband might, speak with his wives about different decisions that have to be made in the home, still, that final decision is on him. And so for a woman's role in the family, it's very, very important. The nurturing role of a woman in terms of providing proper nutrition for her family, nurturing children, teaching them the law, teaching them about the proper way that they should behave in society, in the family. During the menstrual cycle, a woman is also separated from her regular activities, meaning that she wouldn't have sexual relations with her husband. She doesn't sleep in the same bed with him. She also doesn't cook during those days, which is 7 days. She won't even enter into the Chadatizuna, or the nutrition room, to prepare a meal. She receives her meals. Everything that she needs is prepared for her, and she is cared for during those 7 days as well.
One of the most uncomfortable laws for me is that the community practice polygamy. All men are allowed up to 7 wives. The thought of it kind of freaks me out. I don't think I could ever share someone I love. But my conservative Western way of thinking was slightly softened when I spoke to Yafa and Dr. Lack about it.
For some people who haven't been raised in this particular lifestyle or haven't embraced it, it's hard to understand, no, I wouldn't want anyone to have my man. Okay, fine. In the Western world, look, you don't have multiple marriages, but you have multiple divorces. Look how many people get married and get divorced, like 4 times, even twice. Or you have men who step out on their wives or whatever like that.
If you really, really, really understood your job to take care of a man, you wouldn't have any other life for yourself, because they are a 24-hour, 8-day-a-week project. So having a sister wife to share that with is a joy. I don't want to wait on a man hand and foot. I want some help. I don't even want the sister wife for him. I want the sister wife for me. I need a wife I need a wife. Plus, I'm 60, so maybe he wants some more babies, because, you know, men have sperm till they die. These guys get 100 million sperm every ejaculation. I think there's a message in there. I can't use all that sperm. They must be for some other people.
Dr. Lack was right about one thing. Multiple marriages definitely allow for a lot more children. And if you're going to have children in the African Hebrew community, you have to be prepared to do it al natural. And by natural, I mean no epidurals, no gas, no painkillers, period. Having seen friends give natural birth before, personally I think it's barbaric. It's a completely unnecessary amount of pain for a woman to have to go through when there are alternatives. Obviously, if a mother and child are in some form of danger, other arrangements will be made.
The Ministry of Divine Health, which is the medical team within the community, they have a team of midwives. These are midwives that are trained in natural childbirth.
When you're having your contractions, let us know so that you can squat with each surge that you have. Okay, she feels the surge. Help her get down. Breathe. Doing good. Breathe. Thanks.
Women in our community that go to the House of Life to have their children, when the child is delivered, the sister is able to have up to 7 people in the room with her. That would be the midwife, the assistant, most of the time her husband or her lord.
What did you mean by her lord?
Her husband.
But a woman doesn't call her husband my lord.
Yes, she does. Yes. That is what a wife refers to her husband as her lord. Again, one that she gives honor and respect to.
And what does he call her?
Terms of endearment.
At the time of labor, the time of delivery, the priest will be standing outside of the delivery room, reading again the words of Yah, the words of God, and also there to pray a prayer of blessing for the child's arrival. And this is so that the first word that the child would hear upon coming out of the womb would be the word of God.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity upon the fathers, upon the children, unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
All the kids I met in the African Hebrew community seemed so happy and carefree. It's like having 100 brothers and sisters to play with all day. They seemed loved.
Let's put down tools.
To preserve their way of life and keep the kids safe from the Western world while they're young, the African Hebrew community have created their own school.
The school is a community school. We interject the community lifestyle in the school. We open up with opening prayer, the recital of the 10 Commandments daily. The teachers who come to the school, they sign a contract that they will be modest in their dress. They're not allowed to smoke. They're not allowed to bring food items that are against the rules and regulations of the community. All the subjects are taught in Hebrew in the school. Everything but English and culture and tradition. Everything else is taught in Hebrew. And in the university, all the subjects are in Hebrew. Children are bilingual. Hebrew being their mother tongue and English being the second language. That's how English is taught to them as a second language.
I managed to get some of the kids to talk to me without the watchful eye of their parents. I wanted to see if they were just ordinary teenagers who need to rebel as part of their coming-of-age process. But I got nothing. These kids are either saints, or they were just too scared to be honest on camera.
The things that we aren't allowed to do is like walking around chewing gum, eating food that's not healthy, like eggs and meat and stuff. We're not allowed to eat that because it's very unhealthy for us.
Do you kind of hang out with the other kids in Dimona that are not in the community?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a lot of friends that's outside the community. You know, that's kind of, most of my friends.
Is it difficult for you, though, because you have a lot more rules than Western kids?
I try to not expose myself to things like that. Let's say some of my friends is smoking. They smoke, so I can't really just tell them, all right, I'm around you, so don't smoke. I say, all right, you could smoke, but just don't smoke around me. They drink right in front of me. You could drink in front of me, because as long as I ain't drinking with you, I'm all right.
There's no prohibition for smoking that you'll find in the Old Testament, but the extraction of the original idea was that it was all about life. In fact, Moses was on record. He said, I set before you this day life and death. And then he told the people, he said, choose you life. So if Moses was to come back at this particular dispensation of time, we think that one of the commandments would be thou shalt not use tobacco products. It just would make sense.
Do you have girlfriends?
Yes, we have girlfriends in the kingdom. It's a different term for it. We use the term like admiring. I have a female friend that I admire. You know, our parents was born in that society, so whatever they telling us is for the best of us, you know. If we, you know, disrespect their rules, rebel their rules, you know, at the end it's going to come back on us. So we just try to, you know, follow their footsteps because we know what they telling us is good.
But overall, you happy?
Overall, I'm happy, and I love the kingdom.
And you're never going to leave?
Nah, this is me.
I said, my brother's walking tall. My brother's walking tall. My brother's walking tall.
Music is at the core of our culture and our lifestyle. We have our own genre of music. Music is an expression of our experience. We call it the Songs of Deliverance.
We try to sing songs that have a message and help people to see from darkness to light.
Music is such a powerful, powerful medium to convey messages and also to convey a spirit. It's why we pay such close attention to what we allow ourselves to listen to, particularly the youth. If they're walking around with earphones in their ears, we have a divine right, in fact, an obligation to say, hey, come here, what you listening to? If it's in hip-hop, if it's full of violence and cursing and references to disrespecting women, you have to really address it. But nevertheless, the airwaves are open. The musical images are out there, Michael Jackson, Beyonce, and what have you, and they're singing about independent woman. And so all that thinking, those ideas are out there.